Peace and blessings, beautiful people, and I welcome you back to my channel. This is a word with nyakuiy, and I am nyakuiy, and I am here with you today to share the messages, to share the words that you need to receive. We are in a new moon. It is a new moon in Gemini. There are 5 planets in Gemini. There's a lot of Gemini energy happening in the air. Gemini energy is all about communication, information, transmitting information, receiving messages, being on the phone, talking, expressing yourself, writing, journaling, just this movement energy, this airy movement energy, this movement of thoughts, of ideas, of, again, information around. It's this energy of duality as well, because Gemini is represented by the twins. It's this energy of black and white, this and that, right? Opposites. It's this energy of 2 sides, but of the same coin, right? It's the energy of, in its unevolved expression, lies and deceit, spreading lies and deceit, gossiping, rumors, a rumor that, takes somebody out, that kind of thing, a rumor that gets around that just ruins your whole reputation, or ruins your standing, or a lie that, we're not going to go down that path. Okay, I hear that very clearly. We're not going down that path. So again, Gemini energy is in the air. That's what's wanting to be highlighted. And Gemini is the sign of the messenger. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger. It's the communicator. It's who gets the messages out and to who it needs to get to. Okay, mailman energy, emails, text messages, all of these things. This is ruled by Gemini. Information is ruled by Gemini, and the gathering of information is also ruled by Gemini. And so in this energy, there's a sense of, you need to gather information before you take the next step. You need to gather information from the sources and read and learn and collect before you move on and do something with that information. You're studying, you're learning, you're growing, and you're building your knowledge base. And from there, once you build a knowledge base, then you can do something with it. Okay, and so there's a few messages here, a few channeled messages here that I had come through, and these are just for confirmation that you are right here where you need to be, where you are meant to be. The first one coming through is a rap group. Okay, back in the day, you may have been a part of a rap group. You may have been a part of where you was out here spitting your words. You was spitting on that track. You was in the studio. You was getting it. You was producing hits. You was producing music with your crew, whoever you are. Like, that's lit, okay? But you're here. This message is for you. Another message that came through was it was a feline, just straight up feline. So somebody out here who wants a cat, somebody wants a cat. Somebody is thinking about getting a cat. Somebody has a cat, loves cats. So, welcome. The other thing here was extra virgin olive oil. And I was like, what? Spirit? What you talking about? And then it came through as hair mask. So somebody may be using that as a hair mask. Do you, boo? Get that moisture in your hair. The other thing was yogurt. Somebody recently cut that out of their diet. That came through. Another message that came through was an invitation for you to engage in flower therapy, or what I call or refer to as flower therapy. I actually looked this up because I kept receiving this and I've been sharing about it on my Instagram and hashtags, right? But I've never really thought to look up if there's actually such thing as flower therapy, and I guess there is. And flower therapy is actually the arrangement of flowers and the meditative process of arranging flowers into a beautiful bouquet. And so that might interest you, that might be up your alley, that might be something that you are called to get into and to enjoy and explore. Otherwise, the type of flower therapy that I've been speaking on and referring to is simply being where flowers are, going to where they're at, and asking to sit and be with them and meditating and listening to them and talking to them intuitively, or however it is that you wish to, telepathically. You can speak out loud to them, and to know that they have a medicine for you, and whatever flowers you are drawn to are the perfect flowers for you. Okay? Other channeled random messages that came through was the song by Louis Armstrong, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Okay? And immediately as I got that download of that song, I got the message that it's all about your perspective. So whatever it is that you are thinking about, it's about where you're perceiving it from. Where are you seeing it from? If you shift your perspective, you'll shift your reality. You'll shift your life. Okay? Another attached message to that song was that some of you have past lives from that era in time. I think it's like the 60s, 60s most likely. But 50s, 60s, even 70s, you've got a past life or a parallel life from that realm. And listening to this type of music, maybe you've listened to this type of music, this is your favorite kind of music, like this is a genre of music that you find an affinity with, find in a resonance with, that's a better word. And if not, the invitation is to start listening to Louis Armstrong and Nat King Cole and the likes, okay? Because this will unlock some memories for you. This will unlock some codes for you. And so be open to the activations that this music brings, okay? Codes, the codes, coding. This also came through too as a separate message, which is interesting because I was just speaking on codes being unlocked in your DNA versus this other code of coding and new technology and new tech companies, a new tech startup. And the immediate message was get out. You know the vibes, get out. So to whoever this message is for, get out of that tech startup that you are in. I don't know why. You do, and you'll make the move when you need to. Best believe that. The other thing that came through is elimination diet, which is interesting because earlier yogurt came through. So again, whoever is on this elimination diet, or maybe somebody needs to be on an elimination diet, you can look that up and do what you will with that information, okay? I did want to share something and around these readings and these messages, and it's that I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, okay? I'm confirming for things for you. That's what I'm doing. I'm confirming for you what you divinely know is true for you. So that's why you feel it. You'll feel it when a word hits you, you'll feel it and you'll know, I needed to hear that. That was for me. And even if you get triggered or activated in a way where it's like, I didn't want to hear that, that was also a message that that's what you needed to hear. Okay. And so, as I always say, and will always continue to say, take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. Because you already know what's up. And so, without further ado, we're going to get into the cards that came through. And the first one we have here are dreams. Okay. And immediately what I'm getting here is that somebody, you need to sleep, and you need to sleep in the dream time, because the dream time is a magical time. You need to sleep in the nighttime specifically. Rest your eyes, get a good bedtime routine going, because this is going to be important for you energetically. Because there's work that is done in the dark in these hours, because this is going back to cycles and nature. There are cycles and seasons that are within the day, within the 24-hour or so day, within the seasons of the sun, within the moon. Like, everything has cycles. You have your own cycles, and for your bodily functions and for your physiology, it runs on its cycle. It runs on the circadian rhythm. It has its own circadian rhythm, and that is attuned to nature. Okay, so go to sleep. That's the message. Go to sleep at a decent hour, and ensure that this is consistent as possible. Obviously, you know, if you've got work and if you got this engagement and that engagement, like, what I'm getting here is that it's important for you to prioritize your sleep. So don't make any excuses and just do that. Okay. The other thing that's coming through with that is that in the dream world, you do a lot, and you clear a lot, you heal a lot, you awaken a lot in the dream world. Like, you wake things up that you are unconscious of in your waking reality. And so then you get into the dream world, and then your subconscious mind is speaking to you, and is through your random dream happenings, and you get messages, and you get downloads, and you get information, and you get intel, and you get words, and you get numbers, and you get messages, and you get like prophetic visions. You have prophetic dreams. This is what I'm receiving. You dream something and then it comes into reality. That's a confirmation. So you need to honor your dreams. You need to honor what comes through in your dreams, because it's like you're doing work in your sleep. You're doing deep work in your sleep that can't always be explained, but it's being done anyways. And you're traveling. That's the other thing too. In your dreams, you're traveling to other dimensions. You're traveling astrally to other realities. And you're going there, you're doing work, and you're coming back, and you're bringing it back to this reality. You're bringing it back to this body. You're bringing it back to this existence. And so there's this energy of you're doing double work. You're doing work while you're awake. You're doing work while you're asleep. Okay. And there's another thing here, to trust your intuition, and to rely on your intuition, and that your intuition is being strengthened, and it's being strengthened by the more that you trust in the signs and trust in your intuition, the stronger it will become, the louder it will become, the clearer it will become. The more that you trust in it, you have to trust in it. You receive a message, you receive a sign, you receive something, trust it. You have to get to a point where you overcome doubt. You overcome doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself so much. pay attention. Notice repetitions, signs, and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. Wow. I'm telling you, pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are telling you things that you need to receive, things that you need to know, things that you need to hear. Your dreams are connecting you. They're connecting dots for you about things that are happening in your waking world. And there's even a practice that I do at times where before I go to sleep, I ask my subconscious to help me resolve this situation that I'm having in my waking life, in my dream world. And I wake up and I have the answer, or I wake up and I journal and I have the answer, or the answer comes to me in my dreams. So take what you will from that. Talk to your subconscious, talk to your conscious, pray before you go into the dream world, and ask for things to be revealed to you, because they will. Okay. This is also a message to pay attention to who's around you. Pay attention to the people that you are keeping around you. Pay attention to who is doubting you. Pay attention to who is confident, who feels confident. Pay attention to who is negating you. Pay attention to who is trying to get you out of your power, trying to get you out of your dreams. Okay, this is another energy here. Pay attention to who's trying to talk you out of your dreams, and not dream sleep, but dreams that you have for your life. Pay attention to who is trying to downplay your dreams. Pay attention to who is being a negative Nancy, or how I like to call it, a negative nyakuiy. Who is a negative nyakuiy in your life? Huh? And who is trying to stop you from living out the path that you are meant to live? They can't stop you unless you let them. And there's also this energy of there's people in your circle, there's individuals in your circle who you don't expect, but who have, and it's not because they have ill intentions, but it's because they doubt their own dreams. They doubt their own self and their own ability to follow their path. And so they project this onto you. And so the message that I'm getting here is don't allow their projections to pull you off track, because you're going where you're going and you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You guys, I cannot make this up. These cards that I'm pulling today, I'm moving along to our tarot spread now, and I'm like, are we having a Groundhog Day? I feel like I seen these cards last week. We've got the 3 of Wands. We've got the 5 of Wands. These are just 2 cards that I've pulled up so far. I shuffled this deck, y'all. I shuffled it thoroughly. And so it seems that we are getting some recurring messages here. And this is probably because we are in the energy of what these cards represent, okay? Like, we're moving through the energy of these cards. And so with this 3 of Wands that we have here, you are making your way into this unknown. You're comfortable in that. But there's still this noise of all of these people who are trying, keyword, trying to get you off course, trying to get you to get off your path, trying to put you in a place of doubt. Okay? Because when that doubt comes up, you have to check in. Is that me? Or is that other people that I'm allowing to infiltrate me and my mind and my mental space and my path and where I'm going? It's like it slipped through a crack, right? There was an opening and it came through. And it was probably while you are feeling low, okay? Because when you're feeling low, yeah, you get all of these thoughts of, you are in the vibration of low vibrational thoughts. And so that's when the, oh, woe is me, and I can't, and impossible, and I can't because nobody's done it before. Nobody's done it this way before, and this is because you're creating a new way. That's why. But also, you're allowing these external energies to infiltrate you and disturb you internally. And so this is a practice. That's why these are coming up again. This is a practice of standing strong within and being rooted in your truth. Fuck what other people say. Fuck them. And continue doing that, speaking that, saying that, until you get to a point in your path where they don't even matter no more. You don't hear them because you hear yourself more. Do you hear that? You hear yourself more than you hear them. And that's the move. That's the energy. Don't listen to the naysayers. Even though you are clairaudient and you hear what all of these people be saying and thinking, even if they're not opening their mouths to say what bullshit they're thinking, you still pick it up. Energetically, you know what's up. So this right here is saying, tune your vibration into minding your own business, especially when it comes to doing what you do, living how you live, being in your purpose, okay? The Hanged Man. You are in a place where, again, perspectives is coming up, because this Hanged Man, this person, this goddess here is upside down. She's upside down and she's seeing things from a different perspective while she's upside down, right? And so it could be that you are in this place where your whole world and got flipped up upside down. Okay, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You're being invited to surrender and to see things from a different perspective. Surrender your perspective. Surrender what you thought you knew. Surrender where you were coming from, and try to look at it from a different vantage point. Be open to the idea that you might not have the full picture. And then connecting to the energy and the momentum of this spread and this read, it's that you got to see things from all sides. When you're working with a lesson, when you're working with a theme that is repeating itself or repeating itself in different ways, it's because you're seeing it from all angles. It's like a kaleidoscope, if I'm thinking of the right item here. But there's many angles to it. There's many faces. There's many ways to see this one thing. And so as you're moving through and living your path and witnessing and noticing, because, okay, this card, pay attention. You're paying attention to how others are moving while you are moving in your path, how they're moving and how they're responding or reacting a lot of the times to you being in your path, being in your truth, being in alignment with your vision and your mission on this planet, on this earth, at this moment in time. So it's like you're learning along the way, you're gathering information. Okay, all of this is coming together. I love when this comes together. Okay, Gemini season, Gemini energy, Gemini new moon. You're gathering this information, you're taking in this intel, you've been taking notes on how people have been moving, and not necessarily like this, it could be the same people, but you're just noticing how these multiple peoples, okay, because we have multiple hands here, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, And it could be 5 people. It could be the past 5 months that you've been noticing, the past 5 weeks that you've been noticing, the past 5 years that you've been noticing, something around the number 5 here. And 5 is also a number, the sign of change, of rapid change, and breaking out of what you thought was stable. Okay. And so with this Hanged Man here, it's like you've been noticing, you've been watching, you've been peeping, and you've been taking your notes. And you're no longer in a space where you're triggered. That's the key thing here. Because you've truly surrendered. You're like, you know what? Let me just fall back and let me just watch. Let me just peep game. Let me just take notes. Let me just observe. No matter what is coming at me, no matter what is going on externally, let me just observe. Let me just see. Let me see how this person is moving. Let me see how these people are moving. Let me not make any moves yet. Let me just pause and watch. And that's a powerful place to be, because from that place, you are so rooted in yourself that you are just in your power, ready to respond and not react. And that's the beautiful thing. We ain't doing reactivity no more. We're in responsibility. We're taking responsibility for ourselves and for how we show up in the world. Goddess of Wands. Light leader, light leader, light leader by going through the shadows, by being able to move through the shadows, by realizing you are a light leader, okay? And I get that you are also peeping how they're moving because you're learning. What I'm getting now is, for instance, somebody who's a liar. Okay, dealing with somebody who's a liar, who was just straight up lie after lie after lie. And juxtaposing that with someone who is more honest, more real. And it's to say, once you've dealt with a liar, you've dealt with somebody who's lied over and over and over and over again, it makes you really value someone who tells the truth. You see what I'm saying here? So it's like, again, this duality theme is coming around again. But this Goddess of Wands energy is somebody who's intuitive, somebody who is passionate, somebody who is living life on their own terms, living life in their own unique way. And look at here, we have a black cat in the card, and I was speaking on a cat earlier, y'all. I can't make this up. I love this energy. But this Goddess of Wands energy is very fiery. It's very giving boss lady. I don't know why that's coming up. It's not necessarily the Queen of Pentacles or the Goddess of coins, but this Goddess of Wands, is giving this energy of, she's very sexy, first of all, in this red dress. And that's coming through now to somebody who, this is a very specific message. Don't be afraid to be sexy. Don't be afraid to be sensual. Don't be afraid to be feminine. Don't be afraid of your femininity. Don't be afraid of your goddesshood. Don't be afraid to claim that for yourself. Okay? Because hello, woman creates all. Hello? Are we hearing this? Goddesshood, your goddesshood is incredibly important, and it's incredibly important for you to embrace your divine feminine self, to embrace your goddesshood. Do you hear me? Because that's the message. Two of Wands. We have this energy of wishing upon a star. I don't know why that's coming through. But we have Two of Wands and we have Three of Wands. So that's interesting to note here. What I'm getting though off the rip is, again, this wishing upon a star, this dreamy kind of energy that's connected to this dreams card. It's like you are desiring this life, to live this life, and you are creating it. Okay, you're creating it as we speak. You're creating it. The momentum's been building. Okay, that's the momentum, all of the work that you've been doing to create this life that you want to live since whenever you first had the dream. Okay, the momentum is building. And there are certain initiations that you have to go through in order to arrive to certain places in your life, in order for this reality in order for these dreams to manifest into reality. There's certain initiations that you are to go through and that you have gone through. And it's like once you pass this initiation, then you open the gates and you open the door that take you to this path. And once you get there, there's more initiations that happen by way of your life experiences and by way of your ability to move through certain lessons and gain the gold and receive the gold from the lessons. Because if you're still in this like angry energy, in this charged energy where you still have a lot of emotion around the thing and the experience that happened to you, and you're still in this duality of this blame game, you haven't reached oneness. You haven't realized that yes, there are two sides, but it's the one same coin, so it's one. When you haven't gotten to that place yet, you haven't integrated your lessons. They haven't landed in your body. They haven't been embodied. It's mental, it's in the head, it's theoretical, it's logical, but it's not lived yet. It's not experienced yet. It's not in your cells yet, though it's trickling down. Okay, and so this energy here is coming through as patience, as time, as also, it's like what I'm hearing is we're ready when you're ready. And so this energy of life is always waiting on you. It's not the other way around. And I need to make that very, 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 very clear. Life is always waiting on you to move. The divine is always waiting on you to move. Because once you move, then the divine moves. Once you decide to forgive, the divine is like, all right, you're stepping into your authenticity. You're stepping into your truth. You're stepping out of the stories. You're stepping out of the bullshit. You're stepping out of the drama. You're stepping into your own reality. You're releasing attachments to the experience. You're clearing yourself and you're moving forward anew. And so you're over here like, why am I not at X destination yet? Why am I not at this destination yet? And the answer is within you. It's because you've not integrated to a certain level yet. And so if spirit, if divine were to put you there where you think you should be, you would lose it all, because you wouldn't have the space to hold on to it and to keep it there and to sustain it and to nurture it and to grow it. You're building all of that. You're building those muscles as you move your way and make your way to it. So by the time that you get there, you'll be ready to receive it and to sustain it. Because we're talking about longevity here. We're not talking about short-term stuff. We're not talking about instant gratification stuff. We're talking about real work. And so this is going to take real time. Do not go into the space of doubt because you're not seeing what you feel like you should be seeing at this moment in time. It's something that my favorite Reverend always says, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. Don't let the lack of evidence be the evidence of lack. Don't let the lack of evidence be the evidence of lack. Don't let the lack of evidence be the evidence of lack. Okay? When you really hear that, when you really get that, yeah, changes are coming. Perspectives are shifting, okay? We end with the 2 of Cups. Interesting. 2 energy, 3 energy, 5 energy. Okay. Energy of 7. So there's change, there's togetherness, there's community, there's groups, there's spiritual elevation. And we have these final 2s. This is a homecoming. This is a heart coming. This is coming home to your heart. This is marrying your mind and your heart so that you're not always living in your head, divorced from your heart. It's the integration and the union and the marriage of duality, of both aspects, of both parts together as one, together as whole. Heart and mind. It's the wholeness, okay? And that's what we end on. This is what we're ending on. It's a beautiful thing because you are coming to self. You are. And this is what this journey is about at the end of the day for you. It's coming into alignment with the highest version of you and living that embodiment as your daily life, through and through, day in, day out, until you take your last breath, and allowing yourself to channel through your divinity, channel through the glory of Goddess, the glory of God, the glory of divinity, and allowing that to be what creates magic, what creates miracles, okay? What creates these delicious moments in your life, what creates these beautiful synchronicities where you cherish and relish and value and appreciate and love those twinkles from the universe, twinkles from the divine. Those synchronicities are twinkles. They're, you see me because I see you. That's the divine. That's the ancestors. That's the guides in them. That's the spiritual team. You see us because we see you type energy. And so this is calling in that union. This is calling in that oneness within. This is calling in that energy of I trust myself. I honor myself. I honor my path. And I honor other people's paths that are different from mine. Because from that place, we are no longer in judgment. We just honor that they're different. There's no right or wrong. That's still duality. There's no good or bad. That's still duality. So get off your moral high ground. That came through. Didn't expect that, but that's the message. Get off your moral high ground. Now, I have to say that there are basic things that in this reality are wrong. There are things that we're not going to debate about that are absolutely wrong. But if somebody is living their path differently than you are, and they're not harming themselves, and they're not harming anyone else, fuck them. Let them do what they do. Okay? So that's the energy that's coming through. These are all the messages that are coming through. It's been a good and long one today. And if you've stayed this whole entire way, I am grateful. I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for your receptivity. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence so much. I am excited to do this again. And until then, peace.